Chair here, KO Media here with David Green, CEO. Come on, Bellator Europe. It's absolutely rocking, isn't it?
I think so. I'm glad to hear it from yourself. But we've had this be our sixth show this year. I think they've all been fantastic. We've had some really memorable moments, really memorable events. The last Dublin show was fantastic. So I'm really pleased with the way it's going.
Yeah, no, I mean it's absolutely flying. I mean the card here is absolutely awesome, isn't it?
Well, that's been part of the USP of Bellator Europe. I think we can bring cards with a lot of depth all the way through the card, and also bring in some superstars at the top of the card where you'd see them fighting in places maybe you wouldn't have them fighting.
Absolutely. I mean, I know like Soren, I was talking to him last time. I talked to him shortly now. He's talking. He wants to bring it to Denmark. Just talking to Robert Whiteford. He wants to bring it to Glasgow.
Yeah.
I'm sure people want to bring it everywhere. So I mean, like Bellator Europe isn't Bellator British Isles. It's Bellator Europe, and it's going to go further and further afield.
100%. I mean, that is the brief. We obviously we're in Ireland. We had a fight in Milan this year. We're definitely looking into mainland Europe. We're making sure we do it in the right way, so we're firmly established in each place. But it's nice to have our fighters from around Europe pitching their hometowns.
Yeah, and of course Italian here as well, Gianni.
Yeah.
And putting it up to the English guys with his style as well.
Absolutely, and I think you've got to respect anybody who steps into a fight with MVP at last minute. And but he's got a huge opportunity, as everybody who does that at last moment. He's got kind of nothing to lose. He's fighting in a fairly alien environment. I'm sure the fans are going to be behind MVP, but he's grabbed an opportunity and he could make a name for himself.
He told me in the interview there they've got a surprise or two up their sleeve, so we'll see. We'll see. And of course James Gallagher and Cal Eleanor, fantastic to see Cal back and given the full health. What do you call that? A clean bill of health.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it was really sad what happened with Cal, and we thought that was that was it. But great news for him, and I think it's really exciting. And James has had the good grace to sort of say, "Come on, now let's get it on." So I think it's a fight everybody wanted to see, and it's not going to have to wait too long to see it.
Anyway, a couple of last things. One is there's kind of ongoing criticism in some outlets on two things. One is about the TV, the complicated TV scenario. I mean, is there any prospect of it being tidied up, or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look,
and by the way, it has tidied up.
Yeah, I think we've done a lot. I mean, when you think this year, I mean, we've had, before this year, we didn't have any of those things.
It was live for starters.
Yeah, we've got Channel 5 live in the UK. We've got Virgin live in Ireland. And our other bouts, our international bouts, are on Sky. So, and everything else is available on the app. So, understandably, we're on a few platforms, but I think all in all, we're giving all the fans a chance to see the fights.
I kind of think so. I mean, people can Google and find out. I think certain people have a bee in their bonnet actually.
Well, I think sometimes like you say, tap it into Google and find out.
But another criticism, which is maybe a little bit more legitimate, right? Which is, what are the guys fighting for? I mean, would you consider European Series belts, as a kind of an interim to going to the US, the main belts?
I didn't want it to have belts because I don't think it's that. I don't want to see it as some sort of second-tier, promotion. And the fact is, you've seen the strength of the cards we've had this year and the people we bring over. We've got MVP headline this card. We've had Pitbull headline a card this year. We've had big names we're bringing over. People like Benson Henderson fighting in Bellator Europeans, over here in Dublin. So I don't think it warrants a belt. I think what it does represent is a true stepping stone to MMA and Bellator in the US as well.
So here, I mean, you understand the argument why people would ask for it, but your gut still says no. Let's be part of the broader Bellator. It's one Bellator, one belt.
Well, if I was a lightweight or a middleweight or whatever, I would want to challenge the best. And I think you pretty much know if you're the best person in Europe, but just by definition of who you beat. But then when you go on to fight the best in the world, and I think that's the golden opportunity we're giving with this series.
And last one now. There's been a bit of back and forth online, not by yourself or anyone to Bellator, but more in fighters, about comparing Bellator to other promotions over here. I mean, and obviously you're going to have to stay neutral on it, but I mean, I'm looking at the card here, and some of one of the promotions that was criticising your fighters from it, but you've got a bunch of fighters from that promotion.
Well, I never understand that. I think we've got a small sport that we're trying to grow. I think we don't need to squabble in the trenches about it. I think we have to get the sport out to the wider public, and there's lots of opportunities out there. fighters, have got free will and they can go fight where they want if they can, and we'll do our best to grow talent from Europe and do the best we can with it.
And to be fair, I mean, one might say that all the other regional promotions that are just in the British Isles they're feeders for the top two now, which is yourselves and the American one. So
yes,
and because like Bellator Europe, people need to remember only started from a standing start.
Yes, exactly.
It's a little over a year ago now, David.
Yeah, it's only this year. The first fight was in January. We've had 6 fights.
It seems like longer.
It does. It absolutely does. But in another way,
now,
I can't believe we're already at the 6th.
And now
event.
people are coming from the other promotions to you.
Yeah. I think what we're offering, you look at somewhere like Ireland, for instance, we're offering a bunch of fighters there already this year are getting, well paid, and a lot of people being able to, embrace the sport they love and do it for a living. And, it's a huge opportunity for everybody.
And personally, I mean, like I'm looking at it, you probably won't comment, but I'm looking at a card, another card in London this weekend, and brilliant that there's two big cards in London. But I was looking at your card and looking at that card, and if the fighters faced off, I actually think the Bellator ones are far superior, to be honest.
Well, I couldn't possibly comment, but I would like to think so.
So I mean, so come on, guys. I mean, the argument was the quality's in one, and you got the money. I tend to disagree with that personally. I think there's some fantastic quality here, and a fantastic event. And
oh, come on! I mean, you can't argue about the quality of that card. I mean, it's an amazing card we got on Saturday night. Absolutely,
I
real
agree.
strength and depth.
So we'll put that argument to bed. So Bellator Europe is where it's at, and the others are all feeder promotions.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but all I'm concentrating on is making Bellator Europe as big as it possibly can be.
Perfect.
And they're going to look forward to this event on Saturday and a huge
I honestly can't wait. And a huge card, 18 fights, 18 quality fights, so fantastic. Well done, sir. Thank you, David.
Enjoy.
Thanks.